It is now time for one of our favorite events in our ceremony. We are honored to hear a message this evening from three outstanding student speaker leaders. Before we introduce our guest speakers, I want to first introduce Mr. Josh Walls, the 8th grade principal, as he will tell you a little about these students.
Good evening, parents, students, staff, and guests. It wasn't too long ago that we began this journey together. All of us knew to press you with a lot of nervous excitement about how the next 3 years would go. Wow, how that time has flown by. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you how much Ms. Stecker and I have enjoyed watching you grow into the I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'll try. Enjoyed watching you grow into the young adults and leaders that you've become. We are both so very proud of all the hard work, dedication, and commitment you put in part of being the Crestview family. And in a few weeks, you will move on. I told you this was going to happen. In a few weeks, you'll move on to the high school, and I want you to know that as my first group of students, you guys will always have a special place in my heart. So, the important part. This evening, I had the privilege of introducing three wonderful young ladies who learned to embrace and fully utilize the 7 habits. They are here to share with you how incorporating the 7 habits have helped them to be successful in numerous areas of their lives. It is my pleasure to introduce to you this evening Ms. Avery Engelmeyer, Ms. Preeti Sriraman, and Ms. Michelle Lee. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Avery Engelmeyer, and I'm in 8th Blue Hall. You may not think much of the 7 habits. I realize that. Everyone goes along and does what they're told, does their homework, studies for tests, and gets good grades. Everyone in here has worked so hard. But what you may not realize is how much the 7 habits for highly effective teens has affected every one of you. I know you all don't think, oh yay, I'm being proactive right now, but for the past couple weeks, I've been thinking to myself what habit I'm portraying and how it has helped me so far through my entire life. I also have been watching everyone around me and what they are doing. Habit 1 is to be proactive. This is much more than just doing your homework and studying. This means taking responsibility for your actions and for your life. Thinking about myself, there's a lot I can do better. Just the other day, I realized I forgot my math binder on the counter. This is just a minor detail, but this rule will follow you throughout your entire life in much bigger situations. Watching the people around me, it is safe to say that being proactive is something the teachers have drilled into us and everyone understands it fully. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind, is one of my favorite. As we are going on to bigger and better things in our lives, for us, it's high school, we need to remind ourselves of what has gotten us here, staying on the right path. It could be a major thing, such as refusing drugs at a high school party. I definitely have seen this habit a lot lately. It's something I know I think about daily. If I make this decision, what will happen in the future? If it isn't a good thing, then you know not to do it. Habit 3, put first things first. If you ask me, it seems obvious, but it is really hard to accomplish. This one means that you need to keep your priorities straight. It means saying no to go to a friend's house the night before a project is due. It means put the phone down and get your homework done. A hard one for me. Watching what I am doing, I've decided to try turning my phone off while I'm studying or doing homework, so it'll be easier for me to put first things first. Let me tell you, homework goes by a lot faster with no distractions. Next, watching my peers around me, I've seen kids at the end of class racing to use that extra 5 minutes the teacher gave us to get as much homework done as possible, instead of talking to their friends about their weekend plans. Habit 4 has been a personally hard one for me to understand. Think win-win. I realize it means do things that benefit you and the person or persons around you. Being selfish is a win-lose situation, and by thinking win-win, you're not only helping yourself, but others too. I've seen this a lot around me. Specifically, I've seen a classmate helping out another classmate by re-explaining a math concept to her. By taking the time to explain the math concept to your friend, it is helping not only your friend, but it is also helping you to review it and get it fresh in your mind again. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood, is very challenging for me. Because if you know me, you know I like to talk a lot, and I always have something to say. But lately, I've been trying to hear and understand what other people have to say, and create an equal balance to the amount I listen and to the amount I'm talking. I find that you miss a lot if you don't intend to understand what the other person is saying. If you seek first to understand, it can create better relationships and you can learn more about a person. This habit has changed my perspective on the quieter people. Instead of just thinking they don't like to talk, I know now that they are just seeking to understand everyone before they talk. I hope to be like that. Habit 6 is to synergize. This means that you like your idea, I like my idea. Let's put them together and come up with an even better solution. The general idea is working together to accomplish something better than you could have done alone. Lastly, habit 7 is to sharpen the saw. This is kind of a metaphor, telling you to take a break once in a while and renew yourself. By doing this, you'll be relaxed and calm, something that always helps when you're studying for that final exam. The definition of habit is an acquired behavior pattern, followed until it has become involuntary. You may just not realize when you are using the 7 habits, but it's all the time. The 7 habits has followed us through our years at Crestview, but it can't just stop here. These 7 rules should and will follow us for the rest of our lives.